Hello and welcome. This is my YouTube channel. I am Sarah Haggerty, and this is an introduction to my chakra meditation series and a little bit about myself. I am a yoga and meditation instructor. I have, prior to that, studied psychology. I have a bachelor's degree in general psychology and a master's degree in industrial organizational psychology, which involved a lot of group psychology and research. So those are my credentials. I am not a therapist. This video and the series is not meant to diagnose or treat any illness or substitute therapy. It is for entertainment purposes only. But what it is a meditation series that focuses on the 7 chakras. The chakras in the theory that I'm working on is that they correspond to different aspects of yourself. And this is most described by this book, which is Eastern Body, Western Mind. I think if you haven't read this already, it's a great book. I'll put up a link to this. But basically it's the fusion of our Western psychology with the Eastern chakra system. And so it describes really in depth some of the theories of psychology and how they correlate to the chakra system. Specifically, a lot of the theories of development are correlated there. So that's where a lot of my theories and my explanations come from. So that's the history of where all of this is coming from. But the chakra system has been around for thousands of years, and they correlate to the different aspects of yourself. So the Muladhara, the root chakra, correlates to your survival needs. The Svadhisthana is your sacral chakra, and that corresponds to your sexuality. Manipura, solar plexus chakra, has to do with your personal power, feelings of your will. Anahata, your heart chakra, generally has to do with love and relationships. Your Visuddha, your throat chakra, has to do with your communication. And your Anja, your third eye, has to do with intuition. Sahasrara, your crown chakra, has to do with your awareness and also identification with the universe as a whole. So those are the different aspects of the chakra system, and they can be at any point in time or in your life, they can be balanced. Or open, some people will say, or they can be in excess or deficiency. So those are the 3 different kind of states that they can be in. And as a result of the different state, you can see mental, physical, or emotional manifestations of that. And so that's the theory, is that if you have a weakness or a deficiency in one or many of your different chakra systems, that you will be able to see that play out in your life. So, and that can be from things that have happened in the past. That can be something in your immediate situation that's happening. So there's a lot of different ways that can have manifested itself. And the theory that I go off of in how all of this can play out in the meditation itself is that we have associations that are very general, very like high-level associations that are pretty much universal. Like if you did a cross-cultural survey and you asked, people from different cultures, different ages, things like that, what the color red makes them think of. You would get some variation there, but you would get pretty much the same answers from people. So the color red evokes certain emotions, certain words, things like that with people. So that's a really high level, like general thing, is like a color, because that evokes, so many different things. But you would be able to see patterns in the responses of people. So there's different themes with these associations. And then as you drill down into that, you start to see that the big universal themes start to narrow down with the subject matter. So if you imagine or tell someone to imagine a tree, you'll still get, similar responses, things like that. And then as you get more specific, start to imagine the leaf on a tree. Imagine the veins on the leaf. Imagine the root system. You'll start to see that those very specific things that you're asking people to imagine evoke memories. They'll evoke personal associations. So you're drilling down even further to this specific person. So once you have these big general things associated, then you can get down to the specifics and talk to the person about these really specific associations and see a pattern emerging for that particular person. So these are messages in what I'm doing here with you. These are messages that are from our subconscious. And so wherever you are at your particular point in time, when I ask you to imagine the veins on a leaf of a tree, you might say something, or a memory might be coming up for you from your subconscious that's different than maybe 10, 15 years ago. Or, if I sit down, you and your brother, and ask you the same questions, you're going to come up with different answers. And so I would be able to then use this system to find out, through this large number of different associations, different things about you, and what your current chakra alignment is. So that's the theory of what it is that we're doing. So as we go through the meditation, there's going to be 7 different parts of it. You can do any of them. You can do all of them. You can do parts of them, whatever you feel called to do. But in all of them, the work of this meditation and of discovering your chakra and helping you balance it is done by you. Through a YouTube video, or really any person cannot balance your chakras for you. Just like a therapist, if you go to a therapist, they're going to say you're going to do the work of the therapy, not the therapist. So it's not my job, not to say that this is therapy, but it's not my job to balance your chakra for you. I am here to guide you toward some answers that might be a little bit buried. So when you go through this process, you may find things about yourself that you didn't remember, you didn't recall. Some memories might come up, and we try to create a safe place for you to do that. So find a place that's comfortable, find a place that you're not going to be interrupted, some place that you can feel safe is important, because like I said, sometimes these memories that come up are not necessarily fun ones to revisit, but it's something that's affecting that current of energy flow within you. So it's something that your subconscious wants you to deal with, essentially. So make sure that you have somebody around you that is helpful and kind, or that you can call up on the phone if you need to. And we'll also create that safe space in our mind that you can go to through the meditation as well. And if you want to do this as an exercise for yourself, make sure you have a pen and paper. That's really helpful to write down as we go along the different words that'll come up as I say, a tree. Imagine the bark on the tree. Imagine the lines on the bark on the tree, and so on. So as you write that down, you'll be able to kind of see different patterns emerge there. So essentially, the meditation will occur with some silent meditation. I'll give you some space for that in the video. We will then create our safe sanctuary within our mental space. And then I will lead you through associations. And I'll give you time to write down at home to write down your associations and what you think of and describe it to yourself. And you can even draw a picture. You can write words. It depends on like what you feel drawn to do. Some of these you might want to just do a word association. Some of these you might want to draw a picture. You might mix up one and then the other, and it really is totally individual and individual to the chakra. So you can do whatever feels right. And then the last part of this will be a little bit of a recap. This process is so individual that I can basically give you a general recap of what certain things mean. But if you really would like, I can do a paid option where I work with you one-on-one. And the price for that would be nominal, probably about $10, I'm guessing. So yeah, we'll set it at $10, but per chakra. And so I'll work with you. You can scan in or type in the things that have come up for you, and then I will go through that with you in an email or a Skype session to kind of help you figure out what those things mean. Because, like, some of these things are going to come up and you're going to have no idea what they mean. And maybe it's nothing, but usually these are messages from your self-conscious or your subconscious that was a Freudian slip. Your subconscious is coming up to tell you something, and sometimes it doesn't make sense right away. Sometimes you have to contextualize something, or sometimes it's helpful for another person to just take a peek at it and work with you. So that is my spiel, and we'll put a brief one of these at the beginning of every video. So thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.